Hi boys and girls, today I have a very special book for you called What If Everybody Did That? It's one of my favorite books because it's really funny. Are you ready? So it is written by Ellen Javernick, that's the author who wrote the story, and it is illustrated by Colleen M. Madden. So it's the person who drew all the lovely pictures. So let's take a look and see what this book is all about. Okay, when we went to the zoo, I gave a little bit of my popcorn to the bears. The zookeeper waved his broom and said, "No, don't do that. What if everybody did that?" So imagine if this little boy was like, "Oh, it's not a big deal. Just one little piece of popcorn. I'm just going to give it to the bears," even though it says, "Please do not feed the bears. Don't give them food." Well, imagine if everybody threw food into the bear pit. Oh no, look at the bears. They would be so fat if we threw them all kinds of food like cheese and steak and donuts and ice cream and pizza. Oh my goodness, look how fat they would become. So it's not a good idea. You have to listen to the rules. I'm actually going to cover this so you can't see. I'm just going to do it like that. All right. I just wanted to see how fast the grocery cart could go in the supermarket. It went really fast. When the supermarket manager saw, she stopped me and she said, "Hey, what if everybody did that as well?" and pushed the cart really fast in the supermarket. What do you think would happen? Well, it would be a big mess. Everyone would be pushing their carts really fast. People would be crashing and into each other, into the products. It would be a disaster. So that's not a good idea. So then, on the way to visit Grandma and Grandpa in Kansas, I took one of my little Coca-Cola cans and I threw it out the window of my car. The policeman stopped our car and said, "What if everybody did that and threw Coca-Cola cans out the window?" Do you know what would happen? Oh no, look at that. If everybody threw a bottle or a Coca-Cola can out the window, the grass would be littered with all these bottles and empty cans on the grass, and that would not be great for the animals that live there. Not at all. That's called littering. When you throw things on the street like that and you don't put it in the garbage bin or the garbage can, that is called littering, and it's not good at all. At my Uncle William's wedding, I took a little lick of the frosting from the fancy cake. So he took his finger and he took a little bit. He's like, "It's okay, I'm just taking a little bit." And the server, the cake server, was really angry, and she said, "What if everybody did that? Imagine if everybody thought the same as you and took a little bit of the cake with their finger. What would happen?" Oh no, then there would be big holes in the cake, and the bride and the groom, look at her, she's crying, she's so sad because everybody has touched the cake when it's not their turn yet. Oh no. I told my babysitter, or my nunu, my nanny, that I took a bath just one time a year. She made me go in the bathroom and said, "What if everybody did that?" So basically, the little boy is with his nanny or his babysitter, and he's really dirty, but he doesn't want to take a shower. So he told a lie and said to the babysitter, I only take a bath one time in a year. A year is 365 days. So he just lied to her. And of course, the babysitter didn't believe him. And he said, imagine everybody was like you and didn't take a bath at all for 1 year. What would happen? So here's a family photo of what would happen if you don't take a bath for a year. Everybody would be super, super dirty. Dirty hand marks everywhere. All the clothes are dirty. Their faces are dirty. Ooh, and probably, you can't smell, but they would probably be very, very stinky as well. Ooh. Oh, this one I like. During story time at school, I had something important to say. Teacher, I have something to say. I just couldn't wait until the end of the story. So the teacher put her finger to her lips and she said, what if everybody did that? So imagine your teacher's reading a story during story time and you want to say something. Teacher, please, I have something to say. What if everybody did the same thing? Oh, imagine if everybody also had something to say. I have to go to the toilet. Why can't we read one of the other books? I don't like this one. This one's falling asleep. This one says, my mom said that recycling is a good thing and I have a horse and blah, blah, blah. This one says, I'm so hungry. The other one says, I can touch my toes. Can you see? And how much do you weigh? So everyone's talking at the same time and the teacher has a big, big headache. Oh, her head hurts because she can't read her story and she can't concentrate. Not great. Here, while we sat in the car waiting for my daddy, I honked the horn in the car. Beep, beep. I honked only 1 or 2 times, but Mr. Thompson came to the door. He shook his head like this and he said, what if everybody did that and honked on the horn like you did? Well, imagine if everybody was only honking 1 or 2 times. Beep, beep, honk, honk, beep, 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 beep. It would be so, so noisy. So you have to be considerate. You think that just one little noise means nothing, but imagine if everybody was doing it at the same time. It could disturb other people. At the swimming pool, I splashed a little bit of water everywhere. The lifeguard, who's the person looking after the people when they're in the pool, the lifeguard blew his whistle and said, hey, what if everybody splashed a little bit of water everywhere? What do you think would have happened? If everybody splashed a bit of water everywhere, there would be no more water left in the swimming pool. So take a look. Here are the children. They're with their little floaties, the little noodle, and they want to swim, but they can't because there's no more water left since the children have splashed all the water away. And this little girl is sitting on the diving board way up high, and she wants to dive into the water, but she can't. Imagine diving into a swimming pool with no water. She would hurt herself. We were going on a field trip, and on the bus, I stood up and looked out the window because there was a fire engine. The bus driver looked at me. He was angry, and he said, hey, what if everybody stood up like you to look at the fire engine? What would happen to the bus? Oh my goodness. If everybody stood up and went to the left-hand side of the bus, then the bus would tip over because of all the weight of the children. So right here, the fire engine with the firemen, they said, sit down, please, just sit down. So they're telling the children, please sit down. You can look at the fire engine, but just with your eyes. You don't need to stand up on a bus. It's very dangerous to stand up when you're in a bus or a car or any kind of a moving vehicle. I like this one as well because it happens at school. Just once, I did not hang my coat up on the coat peg or rack at school, the little hook. My teacher made me pick it up, and she said, hey, imagine everybody did that. What if everybody did that and left their coats on the floor? What, instead of putting it on their little hook? What would happen? Look at what would happen if everybody came back from recess and left their coats on the floor. You would have a mountain of coats. It's so high that you don't even see the little boy anymore. That's why it's important when you come back from recess that you make sure that your coat is not on the floor, but that you hang it up on the little hook so that we can go in and out of our classroom without stepping on coats. At recess, so this is in the garden during school time, I threw one snowball. So here it's a snowy day, and he threw a snowball at his friend. My teacher saw me. He sent me to see the principal. The principal is the directrice. So he went to see the directrice because it's not good to throw the snowballs. And he said, what if everybody did that? Imagine that everybody started throwing snowballs at each other. What would happen? Oh, ouch. Even though snow is soft, when you put it into a ball, it could really hurt. And so this girl is crying because she probably got a snowball in her face. And this little girl hurt her cheek. And, this little boy became a snowman because they were throwing tons of snowballs on him. It's a little bit dangerous, even though it's fun. So you have to make sure that you have permission before you do it. At the restaurant, we went out for dinner, and I took the little wrapper from my straw and I shot it up into the air. The waitress stopped talking and looked at me and said, what if everybody shot their straw wrapper up in the air? So it's like sometimes when you go to the restaurant, they give you a straw and there's a wrapper around it. And instead of like taking off the wrapper and putting it on the table, he blew it and shot it up in the air. So imagine if everybody at the restaurant was doing the same thing. Then if everybody was shooting those straw wrappers, the straw wrappers would be going everywhere and making a huge mess. And people can't enjoy their meal at the restaurant. After the American football game, I ran out onto the field to ask for the quarterback's autograph. The official waved his arms and said, no, what if everybody did that? So this is a sport called football, but it's called American football. It's not the same as what we have in Europe. And this little boy was watching the game, and he is a very famous football player, and so he ran to ask for his autograph, meaning he wanted him to sign the photo. But the official said, you can't do that, because if everybody came running onto the field to ask the football players for their autographs, then it would disturb the game, and then they can't play the football game. Yeah? So, last but not least, when I came home, I gave my mom a hug. A big, big hug. What if everybody did that? So throughout the book, we've been talking about, what if everybody did those things, they didn't follow the rules, what would happen? Well, nothing good came out of it, but this is something good. Imagine if everybody came home and the first thing they did was to give their mommy and daddies a big hug. What if everybody did that? Do you think it'd be good or bad? Well, guess what? Everybody should. Everybody should give hugs because hugs make us feel good. Whereas everything else before, they weren't great things. So this book is showing us that it's really important to follow the rules because you might think that it doesn't matter because you're the only one doing it. But imagine if everybody was doing it at the same time as you. It would not be great for our environment. It would not be great at school. So it's really important to follow the rules. Did you like the story? It was really funny, wasn't it? I hope you've enjoyed it.